Ladies and gentlemen, Kazangpo and welcome to Watchu Sports Arena. The Tigers stand for another crucial afternoon of BoB Bhutan Premier League football. Today it is reigning table leaders PARO FC against TSIRANG FC. And with the season entering its final stretch, both sides arrive with very different targets, with equally important reasons to fight for all 3 points. For PARO FC, there are just 5 matches remaining. And once again, the reigning champions find themselves looking remarkably familiar to the side we saw last season. A campaign with very few blemishes. They have already suffered their defeats and their setbacks early this time around. But since their third match of the season, the Tigers have been unbeaten, even including that match versus Abu Muslim for the AFC qualifiers. And that consistency has placed them firmly at the summit. Even their closest goals have been decided by the smallest of margins. RTC came within touching distance of taking something from PARO, only for that own goal to settle the contest at 1-0. Now, with 5 games remaining, the mathematics become increasingly simple. The challenges are running out of opportunities. Timbusiri and the rest of the leading pack can still dream, but PARO have put themselves in a position where every victory brings the championship closer. But across from them today, however, is the TSIRANG side with a very different prize in sight. 4 matches remain for TSIRANG, and if the results elsewhere fall their way, they could potentially climb as high as second. But again, their biggest obstacle in the way right now, reigning table leaders PARO FC under head coach Pushpalal, which have lined up as follows.
Ladies and
Kelson
gentlemen,
Zampo on
now
goal,
let us welcome
their
the PARO
captain as
FC
well,
entry
Sidiki Jwara, Mohibullah Tariqazi, and Yamo Wangdi, the four in that back line. Sitim Namge Tomoyuki, the former captain, and Yuta Mishima, Richisanya in the middle, Mustafa Jallo, and Kinga down on the flanks for PARO. But again, they do have a solid bench going forward into the match. Ugundoji, Musa Khan, Abduli Pale, Dinesh, Kezadoji, Purpawanchu, Evans, Asante, and Lavin Saidi. All options they could fall back on again if they want to. But it will be the starting 11 against TSIRANG, written in stone and decided. But here is a look for TSIRANG and how they will face up against the Tigers today under head coach Pema. It is Antonio Dylan da Silva, goalkeeper and captain as well for today. Kinza sitting John Payne Sasha, Alex Willen sitting Gelson, Drigel Tama, Rinchin Namgel, Pemodoji Tenzwana Afizalo Oladipo, and Tampi Ernest, who's under a reputable name for himself, putting up a lot of goals, 3 goals in his last 2 games. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, PARO in red and black, TSIRANG in white, here is the national
Ladies
anthem
and
before we get things
gentlemen,
going.
if you're able to, please stand up for the national anthem.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, Sangpo, and welcome back again. Sunny weather, lovely. Really hard to find such conditions, but again, we are towards the later end of the monsoon, so hopefully it is decent weather all throughout. So many times out here at Watchu, we've battled the wind, we've battled the harshness of the rain as well, even down in TSIRANG, but should make for an entertaining bout between the two. Both teams are finding each other in the peak of their performances. PARO FC, if you discount that match versus RTC, a spectacular result throughout their campaign. Simple demolishment of the entirety of their opponents. But again, an insanely explosive output from TSIRANG FC in their last couple of games. Recently won 3-1 against Tensung, where we saw goals come in from Vizolwali Oladipo, who had an assist to his name as well, Tampi Ernest and Singye Wangchu off the bench. Did see Tampi Ernest put in 2 more against BFF in that amazing 5-5 draw. Just unfortunately, we couldn't quite properly broadcast it. But again, right now on screen, you have the 2 captains, the goalkeepers facing off against each other. Stellar seasons by all means for both the names donning the captain's armband today. But right now, responsible for officiating the matches today, our main referee, Virendra Rai, assisted by Hastabad Rai and Purbawachu. Fourth official for today, Choki Om, again, not quite relevant to the match, but just a bit of personal observation. Referee Virendra Rai has had the harshest matches to officiate as the main referee for this season. So many high-intensity bouts in the midst of which she has been caught in. So many red cards have come in from the man. Hopefully it will be a much calmer and cleaner game today. TSIRANG, despite their foreign talent pool inside their squad, they are not really a squad that goes off quite physically, quite violently, quite aggressively. They do play for the game. They do have a lot of passion about them, but dirty play, not something you expect from them. PARO, on the other hand, same as well. The pride of champions, the pride of Tigers, do really love to play it clean. After all, they do represent Bhutan in a lot of international bouts. So that sort of majesty does carry over to the game of football that they play as well. A lot of passionate players, including Chittor, but not limited to Chittor, but should have a clean game at hand today. But before we begin, do let me know which team you are behind and which team you think will come out with the victory. Could go anyways. PARO, again, that match versus RTC, not really the most convincing, but hopefully they have found their rhythm back. They have benched Abdul Balde, who is their second highest producer of goals, alongside Yuta Mishima, who is currently in a 4-way tie, 10 goals with Sadiq Suri, Rinzan Toji, and Awayomi from Transport United. So hopefully that bit is addressed, as all we have left is the countdown to get us going. With that whistle, we are now in action. Siddiqui Jawara, the first touches of the day, and he starts out with his signature diagonal pass, and immediately, just like they've practiced, they get the ball up to Sanya. And PARO getting a chance inside the first 13 seconds of the game. But didn't really take it as planned. Could have gotten a shot off somewhere in that middle, but will get away with possession again. TSIRANG, so far forced on the back end. Not even 30 seconds have passed. But they do have Alex Willen again. Only 2 goals to his name, but both absolute bangers, and one of them coming in 30 seconds in. Not quite the possession to warrant them a chance. But right now, TSIRANG doing well, holding on. Hafiz Olawale Oladipo, not quite the promising of starts to their campaign as he probably would have wished for coming in from Transport United. But the last 2 games have been completely dominant from the side of Hafiz Olawale Oladipo. 6 minutes all it took for him to get a goal in right after Chilim Punsal got it in 4 minutes in versus BFF Academy. That lead, well, did not really mature for long. But again, Hafiz Olawale came alive versus Tensung. 21 minutes it took that time. But involved creatively alone, could be a facet of his game we could be treated to today. Back to us, Nono. Again, really easy to underestimate the goalkeeper given how prolific and proficient his defenders are. doesn't really get the chance to shine, but again, this season has been amazing. Right now, Paro are tied up alongside Timbu City, formerly was second, but with Timbu City's disastrous streak, Paro has finally managed to tie Timbu City with the record for the least amount of goals conceded over to their opponents. They do sit at 10. Impressive record given how much they forwarded. I do believe plus 35 is the goal difference Paro has managed to put up. But right now, Paro with a chance all the way on the right flank, but no connection. It will be TSIRANG who recovers. Alex Willen. Mohib Afridi. Big name in that Paro squad. His defending ability and his ability up in the air as a primary creator in those assist zones. Just hard to overlook. The last couple of games did start off quite questionable with that own goal, I believe, that he had against Drukpa FC in that 4-2 loss, the first of their season, the only of their season. But ever since that rematch opportunity he got versus Drukpa, just went in for blood and hasn't looked back since. And now, PARO FC finding success up front. Yuta Mishima will get the chance for a corner. Mohib Afridi, as you can see, stepping up, possibly posting up back post. That area has been his specialty so far in the last couple of games. Will possibly be a chance as well. They have also posted in the Gambian Mustafa Jallo. Typically starts off the bench for Abdul Pale, but right now he has gotten the chance to start. Maybe his verticality will be rewarded this game, but it goes far out. It clears it off and whistle for TSIRANG. Rinchen kept it up in the air. Mohib Afridi to clear it off. And Afridi again, look at the confidence with those headers. Had Afiz Olwale Latipo right up there. But still calm enough to play it out. Siddiqui Jawara. Hopefully he does not get the space he wants. Now in range, but defender closing in. Tezuana. Alex Willen. Uncharacteristic chance against PARO. Alex Willen forced out by Afridi, and that pressure is enough for Mohib Afridi. Will have to clear it back off, but now chance for Jugil Tamang. Number 30 for TSIRANG. Joined TSIRANG late in their campaign. Was on the bench for his first couple of games. But I do believe it has been 3 games straight where he has gotten the opportunity to start. Has been amazing for TSIRANG, but right now they may want to hunt for momentum again and again. But Kelson Zangpo able to get over that ball and get a clean recovery back. PARO. Unexpected pressure their way, but again, TSIRANG not a side to be underestimated. They have finally escaped 8th place where they were stuck at for a long, long time. They were playing amazing football, but just that the matches didn't really go their way with regards to the finishing aspect in the last crucial minutes of the game. But right now they are tied in points alongside BFF, but having the upper hand, they are up to 7th. Alongside Tensung, they have one of the most matches played, and after this, it will only be 3 more games remaining for TSIRANG, if I'm not wrong. Clean ball up, Mustafa Jallo. Well, flag was up against the Gambian forward. 99 will be denied the chance to get first blood out here at Watchu. It will be Tirang for the restart. Antonio Dylan da Silva. John Payne Sasha, formerly Tirang's captain, a lot to do to hold off Mustafa Jallo, who does make his way over to Antonio Dylan, with no pressure for the now Tirang captain. 8 minutes on the clock. Did have one jump scare in the first 13 seconds of the game, with PARO immediately launching a ball up over to the right from Siddiqui Jawara. Did get 2 attempts. 2 chances at least, not even attempts. But for Tirang, it has been that chance from Alex Willen, which was denied time and time again. Jugel Tamang had the chance to continue on with the offense, but couldn't quite do much as Kenzang, a late trip over Richard Sania, will get possession back to PARO. Alex Willen does well enough to deny that through ball up, but Siddiqui Jawara able to cut that line down on the left flank nonetheless. Kinga. Titim Namge, last year, alongside Kinga and Nyima, was a starter for that Albu Muslim match for the year of 2025. This year, was excluded from the starting 11, did eventually get to play, but it was Kinga and Nyima who got their names called up in the starting 11. Mustafa Jallo on the bench as well, many expecting him to play. But again, Abdul Balde and Yuta Mishima doing well enough to get that victory. Then all we are waiting for next is that draw and the next steps of their campaign going forward. But right now, Nyima Fizzle Oladipo may get there just in the nick of time, but laid it out. It will be Gelson Zangpo's ball. Kush Pushpadal taking a short break for his creative leader, in fact. Richard Sania only beat by Jonathan Zorella from Thimphu City in terms of assists for the season. Jonathan has 10 recorded assists, and Richard Sania 8 assists to his name. Just unreal what his man should do. But again, a lot more to his game that doesn't typically show up in the stat sheet starting this season. Was more of a threat up front himself, but right now with the help coming in from guys from the Gambians and Yuta Mishima's awakening, $11 minutes of inactivity so far. PARO and TSIRANG. Well, a bit hopeful of a Hail Mary coming in from Antonio Dylan de Silva, but no success will find its way deep inside PARO's territory. Drigel Tamang stepping up for the throw-in for TSIRANG. Played back over Kinza. Nice bit of footwork there coming in from the left back. Again, one of the most underrated names coming up this season down on that left back. He has been a consistent putting his name called up in the starting 11. Starting their season, Serang did play the entirety of the 8 available foreign spots, the 5 foreign and 3 regional spots, 2 foreign players. But even amidst that, guys like Singh, guys like Rinchen, Pema, and Kenza constantly got their names called up, which is an amazing testament to the trust their coach has in their footballing ability. There was that one game, unfortunate game, however, where Kinza did end up getting a red card. But always love to see that bit of passion come in from your players, albeit a bit risky. Can't quite complain. It does make for an entertaining match time and time again. Tariq Kazi. Siddiqui Jawara barely able to recover that ball. And now has help in midfield Tomo. Moya Pafridi, Tomoyuki still has Titim helping out on that left flank with Kinga and Siddiqui Jawara, but Tirang putting up an equally impressive bit of numbers, helping cover that flank again. Not quite the need to rush up front. They are finding success time and time again, breaking that back line, getting chances up off of mistakes. Again, fun fact number 23 for Tirang did start off his campaign as a centre-back alongside John Payne Sasha. But 3 games it has been where he has been given more of a flexibility to operate up front in midfield. Did get those 2 goals versus BFF, by no means were flukes. Even that goal versus Tensung, simply amazing. And right now, that talent on display again as a face Olawale Oladipo, meeting a solid challenge from Tarikazi, but a feast down on the ground. Just look at that effort from the 2 foreigners up front, Afiz Olawale and Tampi Ernest doing extremely well closing up. And today, Tampi Ernest does seem to be playing a bit more up front than even normal. Last time we saw that was Transport United, who was giving the freedom for Ty Daniel to operate up front as a striker, as a winger as well. We saw that one time. But hard to see a centre-back be that deep in the middle of your midfield. We did see Babila play as a CDM for the last few matches before he ended up with his unfortunate injury. Did well in that role as well, but other than that, not quite sure if we have seen centre-backs operate as technical midfielders. Right now, Tampi Ernest, no mistakes from the big man. Tomo keeps it towards Siddiqui Jawara. More centrally now, Richard Sanya has dropped deep, and now a lot of space centrally. Yuta Mishima, the recipient, plays it back to Tidip. Nyima, still Nyima, plays it in. Richard Sanya, and now Tidip with the chance for a crossover and beyond. Antonio caught off guard. Had it been on target, would be a different matter. Right now, celebrations would already be underway here at the home side. Dylan plays it over. Afridi plays it back to Tampionis, and a harsh touch sets TSIRANG's possession back. It is now the Tigers with the chance for a counter up front. He finds TSIRANG a bit scattered, but a late challenge will deny the start. Sit him. Tried to take a cheeky one. Alex right up there, putting a bit of pressure, and now Tarikazi, a lot of space for the Finland-born Bangladeshi. Sania now tripped right at the edge of the box. What a decent look for PARO. Well, just a bit lazy coming in from Rinchad Namgyal. Planted his first step too heavy, tried to recover from that second one on, but no hope. Getting his weight right back, and it will be a crucial chance for PARO to get a bit of a breathing room heading into the later stages of the first half of the match. Chatur, Siddiqui, Richard Sania, all very capable. It is set up for Siddiqui, but miscommunication. Utah flicked it back instead of forward, and now Fizal Olatipo finds himself on a promising break, but Tomoyuki one touch, all it took to deny all that motion, and now Siddiqui Jawara. Efficiency dropping day by day, but the big man never forgetting to have his share of fun, as PARO will get another corner. Yuta Mishima, hopefully no mistakes. Header does connect for Siddiqui Jawara. Seems like it was TSIRANG with the final bit of contact, and it will be a corner from the other end for PARO. 20 minutes in. Back-to-back opportunities from a corner. Will they be able to make the most out of this situation? Seems like it is Tomoyuki Uno setting it up over from that right side this time. Played back out, Richasania. Back to Nyima. Much better angle! And despite the narrowness of it all, Chatur has finally taken it himself. 20 minutes in, and PARO have drawn first blood. The Tigers enjoy the first lead of the game. Again, just amazing execution this time.
Goal for PARO FC, scored by jersey number 15 by Nimo Wandi.
And look at that angle, an amazing camera angle we got for that goal right now. Nimo Wandi again, not much room for error, made the most out of it, and now the home side sitting on a 1-goal advantage going forward. Well, not quite sure what the incident was, but the referee having to intervene between Mohib Afridi and John Payne Sasha. And with that, we are now back in action. 20 minutes in already, first blood from the Tigers, and now TSIRANG to respond. Their last two games, they were the team to open the score sheet. Same case versus PFF, had the 2-goal lead, I believe, to start things off before it all went downhill. Did manage to close it out in the draw, but right now Alex Willen with a chance of his own. Kelton Zangpo quick enough, both in his mind and on his feet as well. reacted just in the nick of time, but TSIRANG looking for advantage right after that shot. They have a Fizi right inside. Kelton able to force it out, and no follow-up from Tenzin Wana. It is Tomoyuki Hanazato. Barely manages to get that ball away. Big mistakes coming in from PARO. Alex had that one chance inside the first few minutes, and right now had the same as well, but couldn't quite get it past. No. Kelton Zangpo simply amazing. Again, a closer look at that. Mohib Afridi thought he had a clean lane over towards Tomoyuki. But Captain Tomo just a step too far away, and in the midst of it all, we are now in possession. Over to the other end, Richard Sanya. Forced down onto the ground. Challenge will not get a whistle. Instead, it will be a throw-in for TSIRANG. 23 minutes in, TSIRANG, despite being down by one, not quite giving up the fight just yet. That has been an amazing aspect to their game for the entirety of the season. In fact, their record, again reiterating what I said earlier, does not quite reflect the footballing ability they have in their squad. A lot of personnel have since left their squad since joining. Okudili Michael, a big man up front, paired often with Vizolawale, Stephen Stalin as well, who was their top scorer. Adash Vijay, their wing back. They're no longer a part of the squad. Haven't seen them in quite a while, although we haven't received official confirmation. But right in front of the referee, it is quite a hefty challenge for which they will get a yellow card. Yep, just reckless coming in from Sitim Namgyal. And then it will be TSIRANG back in play. Kinza TSIRANG able to play a clean one up. Afiz able to maintain possession as well, but not quite finding the success in that final attempt to keep that ball in play. It will now be PARO with the throw in. Tariq Kazi plays it short towards Richard Sanya. Kept back towards Kazi, but foul throw, I believe, said the referee. And it will now be TSIRANG. Alex Willen stolen off, but it is kept towards TSIRANG. Kinza may be able to get past Sanya. He is, but Tariq Kazi salvaging the situation just at the last possible second. And now Kinza out of position. Tampion is able to recover. Alex Willen try to get a 1-2-1 going. No success, and now Nyima. So far having a lot of fun in that central role he has been given this season. But way too ambitious from Richard Sanya. Jump in Sasha with a bit of elevation to play it back, and now Siddiqui Jawara space right up in front. Rinchin Namgyal very well aware of that left foot from the Gambian. And now Richard Sanya. Tampion is closing in on the man. Clean challenge. And TSIRANG the chance to play it up, but PARO buying as much seconds as possible. Yuta Mishima doing well, holding Alex Willen Willen down inside his own half, does get that outlet up for Drugel Tawang, but without finding success, it will end up without much of a promise. On screen, Nima, an integral part of Coach Pushpalal's plan and an integral part of the match right now. You can just look at this angle, simply amazing, especially with the scenery in that background. Hopefully, 1-0 is not the final score of this match. Steadily approaching the half an hour mark. It is a chance again for PARO. Had success with the execution early on, but may want to switch it up a little bit. They do play it short. Left foot. Send out Kinga, this time switching up. Richard Sanya lofted one over to Mohib Afridi, but too much left on that ball. It will go right out for Antonio Dylan da Silva. TSIRANG putting up a tough battle. PARO has broken through. Breach from the left. Sanya right in the hands of Antonio Dylan da Silva. A very long name, not quite sure which names I should prioritize. But amazing job from the keeper nonetheless. But then Nwanda down for TSIRANG. Couldn't quite catch the collision that sent the number 7 for TSIRANG down. But does seem like he will be good enough to go without much intervention from the rest of the squad. And a look at that attempt earlier from Richard Sanya. Went haywire with his earlier shot selection. But this time is able to play it straight on target. But Antonio, amazing position again. And it will be Afridi's ball to restart possession with Tarikazi. Mustafa Jallo hasn't gotten a whiff of the ball in quite a while. Does finally get one, but it is cleared off towards Richard Sanya. Able to nutmeg the first defender, but unable to beat Pematoji. Up top, Afizul Owale Oladipo, way too entangled. That right foot, way too reckless. Card coming up, and a straight red from the referee. Do believe it was a suitable decision as well. Tomoyuki, Captain Tomo down on the ground, that right foot. Pretty sure we caught it quite clear. A closer look if you didn't. Yep, it was that right foot indeed. Not quite sure if he wanted to make contact with Tomo's head, but that swing in and of itself, completely reckless. Well, not even that knee, it was the shin. And with that, TSIRANG will be fighting down to 10 men. Did well holding on with 11. TSIRANG may be running short of options up front. Now they do have Tenzin, they do have Alex Willen. They do have Tampi Ernest as well. But again, without that numbers advantage, it may very well be Paro who will be looking to simply hound down upon the southern side. Lot of space for the Gambian Siddiqui. Space taken away by Tenzuana, but a cross comes in. Hera sends it away. John Payne Sasha plays it up. Had a lot of vision on that pass before it simply slipped away, and now Mohib Afridi. Tarikazi. Sitim. Solid accuracy, but again, not much room past. Muktoji tightly hugging the line, still Paro's possession, but a bit of flair. From the midfielder, creating a bit of separation, just unlucky he ended up tripping over Pima. But again, would have made for an amazing bit of highlight. And now with the chance all the way down. It is placed straight in the middle. Richard Sanya taking it over. Captain Tomo, left foot. Well, not quite sure if it was supposed to be for Sanya or for Tomo. But 97 gladly taking that opportunity. Tarikazi. Mohib Afridi. Siddiqui Jawara clash between the two, and out of which Paro finds momentum up front. Motion is alive. Kept on the left foot, floated up. Meta deflection from Gelson. It will be a corner chance for Paro. 10 minutes remain on the clock for the first half of the game. Tirang down to 10. So far doing well, holding on. May want to keep that deficit as tight as they possibly can heading into the half, where they may possibly regroup for a better outlook on the second half, for the second half of the game. But it is Yuta Mishima. That left flank, not much success so far. This time may be different. Floated up high, a lot of air, but Siddiqui Jawara. Alex Willen loses out that argument against Siddiqui Jawara. And Paro. Their throw-in played back towards the Gambian, who has switched over to that right. A lot of switches, in fact, in the positioning coming in from Paro, especially with the man advantage. They do have that freedom at hand as well, but Nyima taking full advantage of that open lane that everybody saw coming, and now Tarikazi. Richard Sanya. Tomo. A bit of a gloom settling over Watch Your Sports Arena, the home of the Tigers. Tomo, a bit awkward with how he kept that ball, and now Tampi Ernest. Almost friendly fire versus Trugel Tamang, but out of that collision, it does ricochet off of PARO's personnel. It will be a throw-in for TSIRANG. Mustafa Jallo played over Kinga. It is lofted up for a chance for Yuta Mishima. Not quite sure who had that contact. Came in with a bit of glare, taking it over to the other end. But it seems like it will be TSIRANG who had the last touch, and PARO who will take the corner. That same flank where they found their earlier success through Nima. This time Richard Sania, intent on delivering it inside the box. Hera sends it away. Tim can't find advantage pass. Alex Willen, who is now out. Stumbled a little bit. Still able to find a bit of pace coming in from Richard Namgyal. Has Tenzin switching in, but forces the retreat. And Yuta Mishima with the pressure on Alex Willen. The triple team is successful. Tim back to Mohib Afridi. Richard. Still Richard Sania. A clean pass up front towards Yuta Mishima. Smash it in. Blocked away, but that will not matter. Offense the other way for TSIRANG. Siddiqui played over to Kinga. Siddiqui played inside towards Sania, kept on side. Looked like it was a handball against John Payne Sasha, but did not catch the eye of the referee again. Even while you are calling handballs, a lot for the referee to think about. Natural position and natural position, forced, unforced. Well, a lot of minute details they have to go over, so not really always you get the call you want. Less than 5 minutes remain. TSIRANG. Played over to Kenzam, back to Antonio. Trugel Tamang kept back towards Kenza, smashed it with all his might, but now Richard Sania did not expect that ball to come his way. Caught out of position. It will be an offside call against the PARO forward. Barely as well. John Payne, Sasha was keeping him properly offside, but did have the other centre back posted much deeper in. Close call, out of which TSIRANG will get the escape. Kenzan playing it up front, past Siddiqui Jawara, maybe a chance, past Kelton, who completely denies that thought for whoever forming inside the minds of the TSIRANG players. PARO still able to keep their lead last 3 minutes of the first half. Siddiqui Jawara. Utah almost set it up for hit him, but Antonio placed himself well enough to cover all the areas Utah could have sent it in and does well, but it will be a chance. They have to wait for it again as Stampy Ernest has possession stolen away by Tomoyuki. Seems like Paro has gotten the shot. Tomo plays it back. Sania lobs it over to that left flank. Maybe just enough pace. It isn't. Kinga has that ball rolling away without any hope of him ever touching the ball. And now it will be Antonio Dylan da Silva. Nima. Over to Sania. Still Sania. Left foot cuts it over inside to Mustafa Chalo. But flag up on the Gambians' position again.
Minutes additional time.
2 more minutes of additional time have been allotted. Champions and TSIRANG FC with one more chance to dream, one more chance to hope. Dylan played well off to the side. Gelson will let it roll for a goal kick for Paro. Utah. Over to Tomo. Last minute of play. Paro in possession. Chance down on the left. 30 seconds remain. Cross comes in. Did not quite clear it off successfully. Got a bit off balance, but again, Gelson did well. Chance tonight, first time, but a big task may be up for TSIRANG to close this off. Paro are looking to finish off their prey inside the first half itself, and a chance to do it right on a silver platter. Can they get the job done? Cross, left foot curled in, header from Mustafa Jallo, misses Siddiqui, may keep possession alive at the mercy of the referee now. Step in towards the left, shot comes in, but Antonio able to block it off. And with that, TSIRANG, despite being down to 10 men, are able to keep the deficit down to only 1. Courtesy of a goal coming in from Nyima in the 20th minute mark. Paro go into the halftime break up by 1. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we end the first half. Paro 1 against TSIRANG FC, who are 0. Hopefully, they get a better chance to regroup in the regroup during the break and come right back in much stronger and with a better execution in mind, because what they came into this match thinking will not go to their plan as they are a man down. But so far, a solid fight coming in from TSIRANG. Hopefully, they are able to keep that energy up for the entirety of the second half. Until then, this is your commentator, Gintish Toji. See you guys when we're back in action again.
double substitution for PARO FC. Jersey number 33, Mohib, is being replaced by jersey number 6, Mamon, and jersey number 99, Mustafa, is being substituted by jersey number 7, Abdul.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kuzangpo, and welcome back to the second half of action here at Watch Your Sports Arena. It was an ecstatic first half so far. Paro opening up with a goal coming in from our very own Nyima Wangdi. 20 minutes all it took to smash it in despite the narrow angle down on that right flank from which he sent that shot straight in past Antonio Dylan da Silva. TSIRANG are not helped by the fact that their forward, Faisal Oladipo, was sent out with a red card as well. So TSIRANG right now are facing off with only 10 to their numbers. Paro, despite their slow start, have now put in the two-pronged attack. Musa Khan in that back line for Mohib Afridiullah. And up front they have brought in, besides Yuta Mishima, the second highest producer of goals, Abduli Bale, instead of Mustafa Jallo. So bolstered on both ends, fresh energy on both ends. Paro looking to extend the lead they have going right now as Paro are up by only one against TSIRANG. They did well holding on despite the shortage of numbers first. And a close goal early on, only a minute and a half since the restart. And quite a dangerous ball that almost made its way past Antonio. John Payne Sasha may have a lot to do again as Richard Sania will be responsible for the setup. Was the similar angle that got them the chance through Nyima. This time it is directly floated in for a header out by Tampi Ernest. Chance again. Richard Sania faking everyone out. Settles for a pass back to Kinga, who is unable to keep it grounded, but back to Sania for a right-footed delivery header. Barely grazes off. Not much time for Antonio to react. Despite the closeness of that goal, it will be still one for Paro as TSIRANG take that ball up front. Gelson. Again, despite the difference in rankings between the two, with Paro up top at 1 and TSIRANG down at 7, Gelson Zampo has had a lot to do today, and he has been successful keeping two amazing shots away. Did look like they were going in, but Gelson Zampo too quick. And somehow, at the other end, Yuta Mishima now singles himself out as properly Yep, Yuta it is properly the top scorer of the league now, 11 goals to his name. Was awkward with how that was stretched out, but Paro will go up to 2 nonetheless. 48 minutes in, PARO have doubled their lead. And Utah now has his 11th of the season. Sits him back to Captain Tomo. Not the captain this time, but again, he is the guy PARO turns to time and time again. Just to clarify that situation. But first in the step to their build-up of their third is a throw-in from Siddiqui, which finds its way towards Kinga, who is unable to keep it towards Yuta Mishima. Siddiqui just steal it away. A bit of nimbleness from the big man. This time successful left foot follow-up from Yuta Mishima again. Did not take long at all. 2 minutes in, Yuta Mishima has taken his tally to 12 goals off of an amazing setup from Siddiqui Jawara. That is what he was trying to do back versus Abu Muslim, and this time successful doing so. Just amazing, as PARO have now got proper fire.
Jersey number 22, Utah.
Again, had Antonio saving that first attempt, but just fell in the way towards Yuta Mishima, whose instincts are as sharp as ever. It was that finish John Payne a step too late and punished other visitors as the Tigers get themselves up to 51 minutes in, and it is only counting. Tarikazi appeal does not quite go his way. TSIRANG will get the restart. Alex Willen plays it back. Stolen away by Abduli Palde. A quick turnaround. John Payne Sasha late against Abduli Palde. But somehow play allowed to build on. No chance for Alex Willen. Possession taken over by Mamoon Musa Khan. Yuta Mishima just keeps it towards Richard Sanya. Played up Abduli Palde. A lot of room for the Gambian. There's Wanda. Steady progress from the winger. Left foot. Catches that ball without too much power. And it now goes out. Kelson Zangpo. Again right now, TSIRANG with an uncharacteristic bit of Bhutanese personnel in their starting 11. But to start off the season, for most of the first round, they were one of the few teams that elected to field the minimal number of Bhutanese players allowed. They did have a proper 8 foreign names in their starting 11. 5 foreign players and 3 regional players, including their goalkeeper and Stefan Solin and Adash Vijay. Only now have they finally relaxed a little bit, allowed a bit more local talent to shine up through their ranks. But they did use the rule to their advantage as much as they possibly could too. PARO on the other end, not their full power again. That squad versus Abu Muslim, on paper, their strongest lineup, but right now, even with the Bhutanese in their squad, in Sitim Kinga and Nyima, they could opt for Somtsring, they could opt for Ugintoji as well. Hagi and Keza equally as capable. Wouldn't see a drop in performance as Alex Willen gets off a desperate one. Back out to Kinga. Is a clean ball up to Richard Sanya. Has Abduli Pale right in. Yuta Mishima as well. And that, ladies and gentlemen,
Goal for PARO FC,
may,
scored by
may
jersey number
just have
34,
broken the hat-trick
Bhushan.
record, the fastest hat-trick record set by Bakarom from Timbu City. First goal came in 48 minutes. 6 minutes all it took to get 3 goals for the Japanese. Took some time getting the maths down, but just ridiculous. Sanya with one more assist. And Yuta Mishima now takes his tally up to 13 goals. And a proper separation as the top scorer of the BoB Bhutan Premier League 2026 season. PARO go up 4 against TSIRANG, down at 0. Just had to count it with my fingers, just ridiculous. Almost could count it with one hand. 6 minutes between Yuta Mishima's first goal of the game and his third. Simply ridiculous again. Can't quite put the emphasis on what the situation right now from Yuta Mishima is like. That silence versus RTC. Now a memory. Long since disappeared as Yuta Mishima puts enough pressure. Antonio, awkward situation, couldn't quite handle the ball properly. And now Siddiqui Jawara may look to have a shot for himself. He is set up inside the box. John Payne Sasha coming in. But quick recovery from TSIRANG as Siddiqui Jawara shields possession away for a throw-in for PARO, who have simply got onto a miraculous flame. Kinga, Siddiqui Jawara, driven. Touch comes in and barely misses the mark. Chutter having a goal for himself as well. Again, a quick reminder, 3 goals right now for Yuta Mishima. First goal came in the 48-minute mark in the second half. Second goal came in from Yuta Mishima 50 minutes in, 2 minutes later. And now 4 minutes later, 54-minute mark, Yuta Mishima has netted in a hat-trick. First goal came in from Nimawangdi inside the first half. And we have a substitution again. Tomoyuki Hanazato taken out for a man who we haven't seen in a while. Ugen Toji. An amazing physicality on the defender. Would be a starting player for any other team. Brought in over for Transport United, I believe, who he was a part of last season. Again, looking back, you just have to admit Transport United had a decent lineup. Jigdrell, Bella, Kilipenjo, you have Yuri,
Substitution for PARO FC, jersey number
you had Abayomi,
9,
Tai Daniel, and the
Mohib
rest.
is being replaced by jersey number 4.
But again, not quite like they are regretting the choices they made for this season. Their commitment to youth actually working in their favor, given the third spot they are holding on to right now. A clear separation and a clear distance between, well, not quite the first touch he may have wanted today. Yuri almost sending it past Gelson. Zangpo, who does well reacting to it in the nick of time. Did not concede a corner as well, although there were a couple of appeals. Tarikazi. Strong possession. Richard Sanya. Tried to thread it through towards Abduli Pali. No success. It is recovered. But a harsh challenge will give PARO the chance nonetheless. Siddiqui. Back out Tarikazi. Chance again, Yuta Mishima for the fastest to 4 goals again. What is happening? Nothing that could go wrong for the Japanese today. 59 minutes in. Yuta Mishima has smashed the record for the fastest 4 goals as well. Abduli Pali credited with the assist. 11 minutes. All it took for Yuta Mishima to find 4 goals. The former record, I believe,
Goal for Baro
was
FC scored
Hawayomi
by
of
jersey
Transport
number
United,
32,
who had
Keita.
33 minutes, if I'm not wrong, to get 4 goals in. I do believe that was versus BFF Academy. And from 33, we have the new record set at 11 minutes. Yuta Mishima, undeniably the top scorer now. Now, do not ask me what the record for the fastest 5 goals is for the BoB BPL season right now, as that may very well be broken by Yuta Mishima very soon if Paro can get away from this bit of danger in that back line. Here's Iwanda. Unable to get a shot. It is still TSIRANG's throw-in, however, if they play their cards right. TSIRANG Gilson looking to whip it in, but way too careful with that placement. Ended up straight with Paro. Paro more than has confirmed their victory here today. It will take the separation from Timber City in second all the way to 9 points. It will climb over to 37, which does make for a very, very huge demand on the rest of the top 3 who may have a chance at thwarting Paro's run. Absolutely ridiculous what Yuta Mishima is doing today. Hopefully the rest of the squad comes together in support to get Yuta a couple more goals. Next up in their list was Taiga Kitajima, but no longer a part of the squad. It is Abduli Balde who has 7 goals to his name. Again, did not really start from the very beginning of Paro's campaign this season, but the Gambian has done well, getting himself up as Abduli Balde dropped Bema. Trying again, not expecting that ricochet. It will go back over to Antonio Dillon. Man down for Paro. Siddiqui should be okay, not much of a contact to bother the big man, but now it is Richard Sanya. Inside towards Abdul Palde, flicked over, set him. Gets a shot going for himself, but blocked off by Kenzang. Trugel completely missed the header, but is able to put in enough of a pressure against Chutar. Sit him. Escape towards Abdul Palde, Chutar onside, sit him. Chutar. Richard Sanya in the middle, lot of space for that left foot, which is lobbed in, but snatched away up in the air. Alex Willen may need a moment of magic to give some hope over to his side. Has come in time and time again, clutch. But again, right now, Yuri able to make a positive impact on the game. 65 minutes in, PARO up 5 against TSIRANG's 0. And to believe that we entered the halftime break with PARO leading by only 1. Yuta Mishima, just ridiculous again. TSIRANG forcing a touch in. Tenzuanda does get the appeal successful. Claiming for last touch against Mamun Musa Khan. And it will be a corner opportunity. Way too high up, is kept back in play, but Richasania able to make a narrow escape. 66 minutes on the clock, Abdul Palde. Balde still. Strong challenge from Tampere, and it will be picked up clean by Antonio Tillen da Silva, but with that, the Gambian is down on the ground inside TSIRANG's box. Well, it does seem like it is a bit concerning for Balde, but will be helped out to the sideline. Seems like he will be coming in anytime soon. Siddiqui Jawara. 16 minutes, hit him. Gets that pass clean for yet another amazing effort from Nyima. Really making those hard goals look very, very easy. Has gone 2 for 2 as PARO go up to 6. Again, just look at that angle. Antonio covering for Utah.
PARO
Again, that
FC
gravity from
scored
the
by jersey
Japanese
number
really
15,
affecting the mental of the
Nimawandi.
goalkeeper. And ends up being a clean entry for Nyima Wangdi, who has made it half a dozen for PARO FC. With that, we start again. Utah, solid pressure out, loses balance, but Abduli Balde down on the ground as well. It will be TSIRANG's possession to take, this time much more properly. Musa Khan, Tariq Kazi, back to the role we saw him start the season with, a bit more in midfield. Now Richard Sania. Chance up front again, but without finding much result to celebrate right now. Again, too much expectations against PARO, as this time referee Virendra chasing away Musa Khan, who gets a yellow. And with that, two more substitutions coming in. Number 3, Tandin. Then Doji coming in for Nyimawangdi, who seems like 2 will be where he stops for today. And the other man coming onto the scene, number 10 for PARO, is Dinesh Gurung. Saw him make his start versus Ugan Academy in that 11-0 victory, if I'm not wrong.
Substitution for PARO FC. Jersey
Had
number
1 assist
22,
to his
Mitra
name.
is being
Again, still
replaced
stand
by
by my
jersey
words.
number 10,
Not quite sure if that assist was intentional or not, but does have that 1 stat to his name going forward. Still the same chance today against TSIRANG, who are down to 10. Amazing pass, Tandin able to keep it back towards Richard Sania. And now Siddiqui Jawara.
Substitution for PARO FC. Jersey number 15, Nimawandi is being replaced by jersey number 3, Tanjin.
A bit more than a quarter of an hour remain. Tariq Kazi stealing possession back for PARO. Tariq Kazi inside towards Sirim. PARO, with all the confidence in the world right now running through their legs. Ricky Jawara created that amazing chance early on, and right now Tandon. Tarikazi, decent effort, just swerved over the crossbar and out. Had Antonio properly bothered with that shot coming in, but lucky it goes out. TSIRANG still have hope for at least a proper consolation. May not be able to forward the sheer volume that Yuta Mishima was capable of. Just executed. It may still be within their hopes to put in at least a couple of goals. Last time around versus BFF were losing, did end up at least managing a draw courtesy of Tenzin Wanda, who made it 5-5 at the 90th minute. Touch inside, Dinesh. Richard Sanya has hit him in the middle. Up top, a lot more options. Yukin Dochi, back to Sanya. Stolen away. Rinchen Namgyal. TSIRANG. Just unfortunate they had to compromise with their ability up top, but Alex will in that range. Looking ever so alive, just misses out wide to the left. It will be Gelson Zangpo. Sanya. Hit him. Open lane, took that shot, sent it all the way past the fence and beyond. Goal kick for TSIRANG. Strong challenge coming in from Alex Willen, who is not able to get that ball past Uken Tochi. Despite stumbling, nimble enough and core strong enough to shield that possession and away. And now PARO will be blessed with a chance all the way on the other end, but flag up, it will be TSIRANG's to take. Dinesh! Hopeful build-up, but still remains a what could have been sort of situation. Complete advantage Champion is closing in was enough. Struggled to send it out with that right. Lost the initiative he had trying to switch it over to that left foot, and it will now be PARO with a throw in at least. TSIRANG has Gelson posted up. Tenzin Wanda taking way too long with that advantage, but again, it is only those three. Alex Willen completely out of the play and out of the picture as well. As Pema shoved aside by Tarikazi, And a yellow card it is to the Bangladeshi. Again, a closer look at that challenge. Well, just an amazing bit of strength if you look on the positives of that, but TSIRANG, no initiative still, to be honest. Sent out by Siddiqui without a care in the world. It will be a restart with 10 minutes to go on the dot. Chance, Tanidoji. Kelson in the nick of time again. So much he has done for PARO today, keeping that clean sheet deservedly will be his stat alone to take away from this match. But 10 minutes to go, hopefully they avoid more trouble coming on. Richard Sania does not keep it away from Rinchen Namgil, and now Gelson has Pema up in front, then Doji tracking back. That right flank may be a bit of advantage for TSIRANG. They are taking it steady, numbers not favoring them again. It will be tricky finding their consolation out of this unless they somehow open up some space for Alex Willen to test out his missiles. That release came in way too late from Pematoji, taken over by an impressive bit of hustle from PARO. Dinesh. Still Dinesh on the left. A lot of space the number 10 could take. Has Tanintoji for help. TSIRANG at this point out of options. They are looking a bit tired as well. Like Sania. Left foot opening up. Close goal. Had the lethality in that ball. Just not the accuracy. Antonio, ever so glad. Deficit still at half a dozen between PARO and TSIRANG. All the way back, Kinza. Pressure coming in steady from PARO, mercilessly using their numbers advantage. But TSIRANG barely gets it all the way back to Siddiqui Chawara, who may let loose a shot if he continues to get this space. Tezawada making sure Siddiqui has a bit more to think about, but that will not matter. Central is where PARO will turn towards Richard Sania. Well, stolen away with relative ease. And now Tenzawanda, that right flank, maybe a moment of opportunity if he can get past Mamoon Musa Khan. But by that time, outnumbered 1-5, TSIRANG will retreat. Gelson over to Alex Willen. Sanya still. A bit more than 5 minutes remain, but clinically stolen away. Clean escape from Pemadoji. And now Tezuwanda. Again, an amazing guy, especially in terms of his finishing ability, but right now, creatively, not quite sure if that is the game plan they are sticking to, but he is giving away way too much initiative. So many moments where he could have forced possessions deeper, trying to catch Paro a bit off guard, but has settled to hold it back and wait for Paro to regroup, after which they have found no single bit of advantage. Tandon Doji setting up Paro. Possibly their seventh TSIRANG has been doing well, holding out so far. Tampionist helping out in those defensive efforts versus Abdul Palde. John Payne Sasha a lot to do. Not the cleanest of ways it could have gone in, but it did nonetheless. Had the save come in, had the contest as well. Abdul Palde now jumping up to 8 goals for the season again. Did seem like Tampionis had the first header, and Abdul Balde just quick enough to react and force that ball in. At this point in time, Paro 7 up has very well secured the win here
For
at
PARO
Virtue
FC,
Sports
scored by
Arena.
jersey number 7 by Balde.
Chances, so many chances coming up time and time again. Dinesh had that one-on-one opportunity taken too late early on as well. 2 minutes remain. Not a moment Paro will come to regret. Abdul Palde setting it up again inside. Pass comes in, but the touch towards Richard Sanya stolen away before it could properly connect. Rinchen, TSIRANG. Victory out of the question. Can they at least get the satisfaction from the denial of Paro's clean sheet? Gelson Zangpo unbeaten today in amazing fashion as well. A quick reminder of how the goals for Paro came to 7. It was Nimo Ondi who scored first 20 minutes in, got his second 69 minutes in, and may have one more on the way. Kinzam just managed to send it out of target. Again, The story of today, the man all eyes will look to, will be Yuta Mishima. Hat-trick, 6 minutes all it took from the first to the third goal, 48 minutes to
additional
54
time.
to get 3 goals. And forget that, 11 minutes from his first to his fourth goal. Heard people call it a poker, not quite sure if that is the official term, but the former record for the fastest hat-trick was Barkrom from Timber Cities, 19 minutes it took him. Fastest to 4 goals was Sabayomi, who took 33 minutes, but right now both of them
3
completely
minutes
shattered
additional time.
beyond absolute doubt by Yuta Mishima, and we have 3 more minutes left in play. Paro, Siddiqui this time successful, Balotelli manifested, left foot! Close goal again from Siddiqui Jawara, the big man. Really enjoying himself down on that left flank. That was probably what he wanted to do versus Abu Muslim. Well, at least this time, it gave him at least a bit of satisfaction with that shot. Did try 2 or 3 times early on in this match from afar, his signature long ranges. One of them did not catch air at all. The other smashed straight past the signboards all the way in the back. And now all up to Alex Willen, who has absolutely no help. Coming in, TSIRANG are beaten thoroughly, as sad as it is to say. But out of those efforts, TSIRANG will at least get a corner. A bit more than a minute remains. TSIRANG, hopefully they play it calm. They get themselves mentally settled. Well, at least there was a bit of promise coming in with that run-up. It will now be Gelson Zangpo getting possession back for PARO. Siddiqui Jawara. Played over to Abduli Palde. Siddiqui drifting up front. Abduli drifting in the middle. Tarikazi manages to salvage the awkward situation. And now Palde with a lot of space. Cavani tried to play it through to Kenga, but intercepted by John Payne Sasha. It will be Pematochi. Tenzin. TSIRANG holding on to the 7-goal deficit with all their might. Again, the TSIRANG are playing with only 10 people. Had Afiz Olawale Oladipo sent out with a red card early on, and with that, the game today will come to a close with records completely shattered. PARO climb up to the top again, now separated from Timber City by 9 points between first and second. No mistakes from PARO today, no mistakes from Yuta Mishima, who has simply been amazing. Again, 6 minutes all it took to get a hat-trick, and 11 all it took to get 4 goals. Absolutely ridiculous. And the quality of the shots that has come in from Yima Wangde today, just amazing. 2 goals, narrow angles. First to the right of Antonio, the second to the left of Antonio. And the finishing touches from Abduli Palde has put PARO up to 7 against TSIRANG's 0. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of a spectacular match day today. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Thank you for tuning in. Hope to see you guys again in the match days to come. Until then, this was your commentator, Ogintoshi Tochi. See you guys when we're back in action again.